I want to talk about this because I don't think too many people talk about it. Say you're an international student, or even if you're a local student and you're moving out to university for the first time, you're leaving your family and your friends behind, that can be a jarring experience, especially for the first 2 weeks when you're getting accustomed to a new country, a new life, a new set of people. You don't know anyone there. It can be a very lonely experience, and I think this is particularly hard for people to talk about, and for some people it's really hard to admit that they're really missing their families. And of course, they have all this pressure to be an adult, go to a different country and have all their life together, but realistically, that's not the case. So I want to give you a little bit of insight on not just what you can do to it, but why that's really a good thing, why this discomfort of being away from your family, being away from your friends is actually really beneficial in a way. I remember when I moved out to university for the first time, I went to Malaysia, I was 18. You know, I was kind of a spoiled kid in the sense that a lot was done for me. I didn't really have to earn for myself. All the dishes were cleaned by people at home, and I had dinner made for me. Now I'm just an 18-year-old in a new country who has to do everything themselves. And then of course, you know, you might be more capable than I am, but that realization that all of the responsibilities of you staying alive rest on your shoulders and your shoulders alone. And that was really difficult for me at first. I was really finding it difficult to not only make connections in a new country because I didn't know anyone, but also everyone back home was kind of doing their own thing and I didn't want to rely on talking to them all the time. So for me, what really helped is joining similar communities. So for example, if you're coming from, say, Vietnam, okay, you might be missing Vietnamese food. You might have traditional holidays in Vietnam that you miss that people don't celebrate here. It was really, really important to find your specific communities with people that you can relate to. I know I talk a lot about make international friends, make friends with people from different countries, and absolutely you should. But I think if you're specifically the kind of person who's really missing home, having a set base of people you're familiar with really, really helps to really keep you solid emotionally, okay? I want to outline the good things about feeling lonely abroad, okay? You're abroad, you're away from family. This is the first chance for you to truly learn how to be independent, to truly learn how to be happy with yourself and to nurture yourself without the support of anyone else. Of course, it's always great to have family and friends around, but this unique opportunity to go through this phase of loneliness, go through this phase of not knowing anyone and having to start from scratch, it's the kind of experience that's really going to shape you into a new individual, because you're going to have to express yourself differently to different people. You're going to have to filter out the kind of people you get along with, the kind of people you want to make friends with, and you're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to learn about how you're able to handle yourself. Perhaps you're dating as well. You'll get an idea of how well you're able to take care of yourself, let alone live with someone else as well. So it gives you a lot of different perspective. I know if you're coming to a new country, it's going to feel lonely, it's going to feel uncomfortable for the first bits. Try to talk to as many people as you can, because everyone is in that same situation. Everyone's coming from a new country, unless you've just run away from your country. I think most of us are going to miss home, and you'll have comfort in that, knowing that other people feel the same way, and talking about your family, talking about your friends, talking about your culture back home. Well, of course, it'll make you miss home, but in a way, it's also going to make you feel good that other people understand where you're coming from. So I know it's going to be a little bit of a lonely adventure when you're starting out, but it's all for a good purpose. You're going to come across a much, much stronger individual by the end of it. You can stick through it. I hope this gave you some value, and if it did, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in the next one.